Hello, and thank you for watching The Righteous Kitchen, a cooking and baking blog found at www.therighteouskitchen.blogspot.com. Today, I'm going to walk you through how I make puffy tacos or puffy tostadas. And today, I'm going to concentrate more on a tostada. Now, I'm not making homemade fried dough. I'll do that in a different recipe tutorial. I do have a great fry bread recipe that my dad taught me how to make, but this is going to be something for convenience. So what I'm using is naan bread. So it's already been baked and it's ready to go. I like to keep naan in my freezer. It's good for puffy tacos, but it's also great for pizzas or just sandwiches or as an accompaniment to Indian food. Okay, so these are cooked up and I have my pan of oil. I'm going to get that up to heat. I had just fried some cinnamon Crispers. That's an old Taco Bell cinnamon fried flour tortilla from the early 80s at Taco Bell. So look for that video. It's up. But now we're going to go ahead and focus on these puffy tostadas. And we're using the shortcut with the naan. Get your naan in there. Okay, see how it's getting nice and puffy? That's just what you want. These are puffy tostadas. When it gets nice and puffy, go ahead and turn it over. And you want it to brown just like that on the other side. Alright, see there? Nice and pretty. I wanted to show you how I have these straining. I just took a bowl and set it there and then started propping the fried naan up against the side of that bowl so that they would stand up and drain. Now once you have them drained, then you can think about what you want to use, and these are hot, what you want to use to serve them. And so these have all drained. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer them over to this other pan. Okay, that's all the fried naan I'm going to do for right now. And I'm going to go ahead and keep these tongs right here. And now they'll be ready to serve. So I'm going to go ahead and set this off to the side. And then I'm going to come back and show you how to get the ground meat ready. Okay, I ran out of taco seasoning, so I went ahead and prepared a few batches of that. And I'm just going to go ahead and set aside what I'm going to need for this recipe. I have some water set aside that goes with the spice mix. There's a little bit of oil in my pan. What I'm using here today is 1.5 pounds of the fortified ground turkey breast. I need to get some more heat on this skillet. And this Pampered Chef meat chopper is a nice, handy gadget to have to mince your ground meat. So there's that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get this browned up. As I brown it, I'm just going to continually chop it. What I want to do now is get all this liquid off of here. So I use napkins and then tilt the pan. And then just absorb all of that liquid. I'm going to go ahead and stir in my seasoning. and the water. Forgot to keep the lid out for the skillet there. But it's covered now and it's simmering on low. In the meantime, I need to get started on the vegetable prep. And I want to show you a trick. There is a video how to clean iceberg lettuce, and I already went through that and everything with you. So I'm going to clean it really fast, but then I'm going to want the lettuce to drain and get chilled in the refrigerator. So I'm having my large mixing bowl, and then I'm going to put a smaller bowl in there. That's going to put a lift on the lettuce, and it's going to let it drain, get nice and cold and crisp. And then when I'm ready for it, I'm just going to bring it right out of the refrigerator. All you do, you get this core and you want to slam it on your counter really hard to where that core gets pushed in here, and then you could just pull it out. Now it's cored, and I take the first couple of leaves of lettuce off. I throw that in the trash. Now I'm going to go to this sink and rinse this really well. I want to get in here, get it all washed, and then I'm going to put it in this mixing bowl. Okay, I've rinsed it, and I saw little bits of brown around that core that I didn't like, so I'm just going to pull that off. But I have the lettuce. It's draining, and it's going to be right on that smaller bowl inside of the mixing bowl. So I'm going to pop it in the refrigerator. It's going to get nice and crisp. Roma tomatoes. I want diced tomatoes, and I do de-seed them before I dice them. You just want to get in here, grab a spoon, and scoop the insides out. Okay, once you have them de-seeded, just lay them flat, cut them into strips, and then come back and dice them. I'm going to go ahead and make a quick guac. If you want to get the seed out, you on the counter with that so you don't come back and injure yourself. Right here. Okay, what I'm going to do is just put a little bit, probably about 1/2 teaspoon of a righteous seasoning. And I don't have any limes, so I'm going to put about 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice just to keep it from browning. Then I'll take my whisk here and just kind of mash it all together. Okay. I'm just tasting it. It's got enough salt, enough seasoning. So what I'm going to do is I'll put a piece of saran wrap on this. I am going to serve in just a few minutes, but I don't want that to get brown because it'll oxidize really quick. Let me clean up the rim of this a little bit. That's a nice restaurant tip for you. And I'm going to set this directly on top of the guacamole. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and keep it off to the side. So that's one of our accompaniments. And it's ready to roll. I'm going to go ahead and shred some cheddar cheese. I like Tillamook. It's has the most flavor. I've tried some other brands and it's really hit and miss, but there are some cheeses out there with no flavor whatsoever. So stick with the brand that you know, because otherwise you're just wasting ingredients. You're wasting your time, ingredients. Your dish isn't going to turn out if the main component is cheese and you're using one that has no flavor. So get yourself some good cheese. It makes all the difference. I get Tillamook. All of their cheeses are good, but I do like this extra sharp cheddar, and you can find a good value on this at the big stores, the big warehouse stores like Costco or Sam's Club. And I would even imagine that someplace like Winco would probably have good buy on this cheese. Just stick with a good cheese. Okay, I've got the lettuce. It's been draining in here, and you can see all the water is at the bottom of the bowl. See these big pieces that want to mess you up? Just put them under, and now it's more compact. You're going to get a better shred that way. All right, we're almost ready to make Puffy Tostadas. Okay, we are almost done. We are on the home stretch of these Puffy tacos. The meat has been seasoned. It's all flavored with that homemade taco spice mix. What I'm going to do now is take a can of pinto beans, and I'm going to pour the whole thing into the meat and let that get nice and hot. So I'm just going to go ahead and break out the potato masher, and I'm just going to mash these beans right into the meat. That's going to keep everything from sliding off of your tostada. Now you don't have to do this. You can use refried beans and put a layer of refried beans down. But this here is a little bit more convenient. Everything's together. And you don't have to worry about reheating those beans because they will get cold on you pretty fast. These don't have to be completely mashed. Now you want to mix them together where they'll start to thicken up. I'm going to let this cook for a little bit, and I'm going to bring all of my items out ready to prepare these tostadas. Alright, so we've got our toppings and our meat, and I'm just going to stand somewhere in between there and plate one of these for you. Okay, we've got our fried naan, and then we're going to scoop with the meat and cheese mixture, or the meat and bean mixture. And these are smaller. You could use a bigger sized naan, but these are the smaller ones. I thought they were cute. So we have that. And then I'm going to put some, I'll probably put some cheese down first. Lots of cheese. Get some lettuce. Tomato. I'll put a little bit of guac and a little bit of sour cream. And there you have it. Puffy Tostada. I'll go ahead and get some close-ups of this. But let me taste it for you real quick. That fried naan is flavorful. It's got a nice crunch to it, but it's still soft. This reminds me of taco pizza. It tastes like a taco pizza. But there it is. It's really good. It's a great little party food if you're having a party. It's very festive, and your guests can come up and make their own. But it's something like you get at the fair, a nice puffy taco or taco pizza is what it reminds me of. Go ahead and make these and let me know if you liked them in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Oh man, these are